this DVD extra is called The Movie We Didn't Make, we think. I mean, The Movie We Didn't Make is the title, we think. I'm Lauren Bouchard. This is Nora Smith. We wrote the movie together, and so it was decided that we should talk about all the parts that we then cut or changed. I was just saying to Nora that I'm worried about this exercise because sometimes I think that stuff interferes with your enjoyment of a thing. Nora, do you share my trepidation, or would you feel like we should just tell everybody everything?
I can't tell. I think about it from like a writing perspective. Like I always think that if, you know, you told me like Casablanca used to be a musical or whatever, I'd be like, holy crap. I don't know. So, but I do hope people aren't like, oh man, they should have done that.
Yes. Yeah.
But I mean, we had good reason. We know why we shouldn't have done it, even if people think we should have. It was workshopped.
Yeah.
Amongst us.
Early thumbnails. We call them thumbnails. It just means a storyboard that's been sort of gently animated over an audio track. Thummatic, animatic, rough animatic, they all basically mean the same thing, which is drawings in black and white without much attention to detail or color that are used to test an idea. And then often the audio was you and me, Nora, right? We did a lot of this movie ourselves because because we didn't know. We didn't know whether or not to shoot the scene, so we recorded it ourselves because it allowed us to workshop stuff. Does that sound accurate?
Yeah. The actors are nice, but I think if we had made them record all these versions of the movie, they would have been upset with us. Yeah.
It would have been a lot of hours. It would have been a lot of them realizing that we were writing a movie for the first time.
And then the writers, the other Bob's writers, who were a gigantic, huge help on this movie and making it more like a movie, were so helpful as far as like when we had stuff happening at the beginning. Like we were pretty meandering at first a long time ago, kind of getting that info out pretty slow, and they're like, you should have a song like right away. Just condensing worked out just writer wise. All the writers out there, condensing at the top felt ultimately just really good.
Let's talk about that for a minute. The number of characters that we assumed and intended to include in the movie and then couldn't. It's quite a list. I mean, we just started with the idea that, of course, we'll have all the fan favorite characters and our favorites, which are basically the same list, in the movie. And then just one by one, we had to say goodbye. And it was painful, from Mr. Huggins to Courtney to so many of the characters at school just started to get reduced. I mean, you know, we ultimately had to decide whether we could deliver that kind of pleasure for the fans to just see every one of their favorite characters, or whether we could do the best story that we knew how to make.
Right. It was feeling fatty. Like Gayle at the funeral, we had Gayle in there, and she went on like one date with Cotton Candy Dan, and but was really overplaying them as like she was dressed in black in a black veil, and I think she had Mr. Business in a black veil too. But I mean, and it's fun, but it's like then you just have like a movie of cameos, and that's it.
Yes, that's right. There's a version for sure of the movie that people would enjoy where you got to see Louise and Chloe having a martial arts battle. That would have been fun.
Yes, that was a fun martial arts battle.
Yeah.
That we cut. And then I did like the zombie pool party that Tina had with Jimmy Jr.
That's right. Of course, the zombie pool party, yes.
But we got the zombies on the horse. And now I like that gag. I like that gag a lot better.
Yeah.
Because it's real quick.
If we're talking to writers right now, then I totally agree that there is nothing worse than the draft you turned in because you ran out of time. You just missed 6 great things you had to have. There's almost by definition, no matter what's fresh and fun about your first draft or your first 2 or 3 drafts, you're missing the really cool thing that can only come with time.
I mean, we did so many versions. We
Yeah.
did all the versions that we were thinking about doing, and then we picked the version that we liked the best.
Yeah. You do a draft and then you see it up on its feet in some form, whether it's a table read or a thumbnail animatic with scratch vocals. I think the tools are there. It's just you got to like have the time and the energy and the goodwill of the people around you to give you the permission to use them all. And it doesn't mean that this is the best movie in the world. It's just the best movie we could have made.
Until the next one.
Until that, yeah. Actually, hopefully that's true. Hopefully we're still getting better as writers. But this version of us that finished this script, whenever it was, basically left it all on the field.
Yes. Great.